All right, today we're taking a look at the Powkiddy RGB20. This is one of their newest emulation handheld consoles. Very bare bones basic box. Come on. There we go. Finally. All right, we have the device itself. There we go. A little plastic tray. USB-C charging cable. World's smallest instruction manual, and that's it. Very no frills, no thrills. So looking at the device itself right out of the gate, you can tell it's a bit busy with buttons and inputs. So give it a quick tour. We get our D-pad up, down, left, right. Over here in the left-hand corner, we have an L3 button. Next to it, we have the Roman numeral 2, which is very peculiar. We have an analog thumbstick here. Then we have our select and our start. Over here, we have the Roman numeral 5, which again, head scratcher, don't know what they were thinking with that. R3, and then we've got our BA, YX, single speaker here in the front. Around the back is a very interesting design choice. So they've got these two notched out panels for your fingers, and we've got our L1 and our L2 and our R1 and our R2 buttons back here. Depending on, the depth and the size of your adult fingers, you're gonna either love or hate this little notch out. Now, ergonomically, it does kind of naturally fit nice to where you can hold this device. It doesn't feel awkward at all to hold in my adult-sized hands. However, again, like if your fingers are bigger than mine, you're not gonna enjoy this notched out space to begin with. And let's be honest, these buttons are a little bit cramped together, so it's not exactly an ideal situation or setup. Up top, we've got our headphone jack. We've got our micro SD card. Now, I did get this device from TomTop, and this did come with a 64 gigabyte preloaded SD card with thousands of games on it. We've got our USB-C charging port. We've got our Wi-Fi toggle on and off. So yes, this has built-in Wi-Fi, though I don't think a lot of people are actually going to use that feature. And then we have an OTG port. And on the left side, we have our power button and our reset button. And that is it. You'll notice, glaring omission here, there is no volume toggle or rocker or any kind of, switch whatsoever. Now, to change the volume of the game, you'll have to hold the select button down, and then you'll hit up and down on the D-pad, and that'll raise and lower the volume. Very odd that they put all these buttons on here, but no volume rocker or wheel. And again, there's some super odd design choices overall. Like I said, the notched out things for the shoulder buttons, but this is meant to be a direct competitor of the Anbernic RG280V, another vertical handheld. That one has a smaller display, so this one has a 3.5 inch IPS display, 480 by 320p resolution. And that one had the L and R buttons and everything up top, like physically on top of the device. So you were having to like play like this, and it just didn't make a whole lot of sense ergonomically. However, I can't say that this makes a whole lot much more sense. It would have been nicer if they would have just put the buttons maybe on the back side here without the notches, but I guess they did that so you could slide this into your pocket easier, because if you put the buttons on the back side as opposed to recessed like that, then it would stick out farther. But as you can tell, it does have a Famicom controller style design, although the color they chose, so it's got a golden red / orange layout. The case itself, the color is just slightly off from what the Famicom setup and the color scheme was, so that's a little just a miss there. But overall, it does appear to be well built enough. I'm not feeling any kind of rattling around. Everything is plastic. So it does come with Emulec as its front end, and it looks great. You got all your major consoles. You got CPS 1, 2, and 3, Dreamcast, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Hacks, very odd. Your Sega Genesis, your MAME, your Master System, your Mega Drive, Nintendo 64, Nintendo DS, Neo Geo, Nintendo NES, Super NES, all games. So you got loads and loads of options to choose from. Will this run everything perfectly? No. Will it run 99% of the things that are on here? Absolutely. You will run into things for the higher end systems like Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, PSP, where those games don't work, but for the most part they do. So pros and cons on this little handheld device. So first of all, the display screen is nice. That 3.5 inch IPS display is good to look at. The analog stick, even though it's oddly placed, it is a nice addition on here, something that the you know, Anbernic RG280V does not even have, so that is a nice upgrade. It also has good solid performance for, you know, the vast majority of games you'll throw at it. Obviously, again, not every game is going to run on here perfectly, but the majority of the heavy hitters and your favorite titles will. The simple and easy to understand user interface, like I said, just scrolling, it looks so much better than previous handheld emulation devices in the past. Basic pick up and play, like I said, you just turn it off, turn it on, and you're playing a game really quick. Built-in Wi-Fi is cool, but again, I don't think anybody's really honestly going to use that. Maybe for some RetroArch settings and downloads and being able to swap emulators, things like that. But either way, I guess it is a nice perk to have. As far as cons, the busy button layout, the weird numbering and labeling, that, like I said, it's just peculiar to me that we got these buttons down here. I wish this would have been reconfigured where we had like a 6-button arcade style layout. That would have been much more preferred. For all intents and purposes, this is actually just a clone version of the Odroid Go Advance, just in a different body and shell. So I guess that's why they went this route. The lack of a volume wheel on here is really odd, especially with all these buttons. So that is a con to me. And just being nitpicky here, but the Famicom color scheme just missing the mark as far as the accuracy. That is a little bit of a con as well. But overall, right now, you can get this for about $80 on TomTop and other websites. I'll go ahead and put product links down in the video description box below. The Anbernic RG280V is around $70, so for $10 more, you get an analog thumbstick, a bigger screen, and that built-in Wi-Fi should you need it. So anyways, let's check out some gameplay.
How could anyone